be bringing you this card. Oops, let me turn it around this way. I know I needed to make a Christmas card. I can't even get this thing open. Oh, I should have had it out already. Yeah, so this is my Christmas card that I made. Isn't this adorable? This was a October club kit, yeah, from Spellbinders. Is it? Yeah, it's October. So I was able to put together this. Here are the die cuts. Now, I'm not going to do a lot of die cutting today because I've done all of the die cutting, quite frankly, because if I didn't, this would have been a long video. But this was all of the die cuts. And don't you just love these store and stack trays by Spellbinders? So it just was easy for me to get everything and put it on here and have everything all together. So I used those dies to make the individual characters. I used the folder from there, the checkered Argyle folder, for the background. And I'm going to actually do the ink blending because I didn't finish it and go through that with you guys, that exercise. But for the individual Santa, reindeer, all of that, I've already die cut those because those were just paper piecing projects. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. This keeps this nice and safe, so I won't get any rogue ink on that. So for the card, I'm going to start with, I took a 8.5 by 11, just cut it in half of the Hammermill. Yes, this is Hammermill cardstock, heavy cardstock. Then for my background, I'm going to be using Oxide ink, so I'm going to be using Broken China, Uncharted Mariner. I'm going to try the Speckled Egg. I didn't use that at in the other card, and then this Lost Shadow just to kind of bring in some other colors. I've got my blending brushes, and let's put that over to the side. For my card base, I already pre-cut some black bases, so to save time, I would encourage you, when you're not doing anything, you don't feel really creative, just start cutting out some black mats for yourself, and it's a lot easier. I'm using Spellbinders top folding card base. I just find it a lot easier to get the card base. So all of that work is done. You can decide if you want to see more white or less white. I think I like it with a little white border, so I'm going to select the next size down. And I use some Spellbinders layering dies for these precision cut layering things for the rectangle. Okay, nope, still too big. Let's see if it's the next one over. Okay, yeah, this is the one I want. This is the size because I don't want to, I want to see a little bit of white border. Okay, perfect. So that's that. So just basic recollections cardstock, nothing fancy. I'm going to use a T-ruler to help line up things as needed. I have some grippy grips, some reverse tweezers. I have some die cuts already laid out. I actually tried the Xyron sticker maker thingy bob. I've never done that before, to put the glue behind these. So that's new. What else? I've got my water. Got my Sweet Petunia glue gun. And then I'm going to switch out and add the silicone mat underneath this. So you can decide for this, I wanted a kind of like a blue wintry background, but you can decide what you want to use for your background. So I'm going to put it here, and I've got This is going to kind of like hold it down as I ink blend so I can roll this around. I'm going to start with, do I want to go light to dark? I'm trying to decide. I'll just leave you off to the side. Let's start with the light color. Let's start with, no, I'm going to start with the dark blue first. Okay. I guess it really doesn't matter because it's all mixing together. Whoops. Yep. Okay. So let's move you out the way. Let's move you out the way. Okay, I'm still looking good. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my blending brush. And I'm just going to just start blending. Now, I have the other blending brushes, the bigger ones, but I like to use this just because I'm used to it. And then I'm just going to kind of lay down just a couple of areas. I'm not trying to be real fancy. Just getting a couple of spots going. Now, could I use the other blending blushes? Yes. But I'm using this one instead. Just because I like feeling it. Okay. Hang that out, and then I'm going to come in with some Uncharted Mariner next. Put that to the side. Put that over there. I try to keep the tops close to them because I don't want to mess up anything. Okay, and I should have dabbed this off. It's nice. Oh well. And I'm just going to go in around that. Let's just get it all. I'm going to cover the whole card. I would like to do another blue. These are the only blues I have. So I'm using what I got. Okay, now I'm going to pull in this Uncharted Mariner in this corner. And you could go direct to paper with this, but I'm blending it out. And then when all that's said and done, I'm going to stick this lost shadow in here. But again, it's your project, so you can get to do whatever you want to do. I mean, of course, I'm going to cut this down, but I have an idea for the rest of the pieces. Now that I look at it, I could come in with a little purple or a little pink, but I'm going to stick with this blue. Let's see how the speckled egg will look. I think I can use this one. I'm not sure. That's why I'm going to do it in the corner because I'm not sure how it's going to look. Oh yeah, it works. Okay. I'm liking it. I like that mottled sky look, almost snowy, not quite. I like that look too. So. Now remember, I'm going to cut this down, but I'm going to be using this. So now I'm using all three that I have laid out. Pick up some more of that. Work it in the center. I'm going to try to leave that light so I have like a glowy look, a glowy effect. And I don't have any rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. I just knew I wanted to stay in a blue family to kind of make it warm and snowy. Pick up more of that broken china. Let's make sure it gets in the center. Okay. And let's put more of that speckled egg. That kind of gives me that gray looking tone. I might not even use this. I might not use that. I'm no expert on ink blending. I'm just doing what I've really like that. It's really pretty. Bring it down a little. And then when I use the embossing folder on it, it's gonna have a different feel. I kind of sort of like it. Very snowy looking. Got a lot of white coming through. Look it. I think I'm good with where I'm at in terms of the color saturation and the blues that are peeking through. I think I'm good. I got this part out. Let's see. I got some London. Let's just put some of that. I wanted to say London Fog Lost Shadow on here. Just right on the top. Not sure what it's doing for it, but I like it. It is kind of doing its thing. I can see how it's smoothing that out a little. Pretty. Okay, we're done. So that was me ink blending on a big piece of paper. Just putting the tops back on these, cleaning up my mess, putting them off to the side. So then I'm gonna grab my Intricut and cut this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my Spellbinders Precision Layering A2 metal dies. I'm going to make sure that I pick the one that's not as big as my mat, because I want to see some black. So that's the perfect size. So I'm going to lay that to the side. And the reason, let me pull in my Gina K Intricut. I am absolutely in love with this one die cutting machine, because let me show you, it has dials on the back, on this side, where you can see, I don't know if you can see it, it says die cut, letterpress and 2D emboss, and then 3D emboss. And then you can, has a second dial where you can make your either loose or tight. And I like this because I don't have to then get different plates and to emboss and then cut. So I am a fan of this die cutting machine. I am definitely a fan. So I'm going to make sure, oops, turn it the other way, that because I've spent the time doing this, I'm going to be using this bottom part for something else. Let's take this down. Because I have another thought, if it's long enough. Because I really want to save this. That's why I did it on such a big sheet of paper, and then gonna die cut it after I ink blend it, because I can save a little bit of time and then use these scraps. So let's do that real quick. So I'm gonna cut in the plate. I'm pretty far over, that's why I typed it down. And then I'm just gonna run it through. since it's already set. Sorry for the camera shaking. I rarely do this on camera. I rarely do that. Okay, but I want a 3D emboss too. So this gives me my background for my characters. And this also gives me enough. Oh, Lord Jesus, look at that. I've never done that before. I've never actually torn the cardstock, but I think that's just operator error than anything. Well, I'm back, and so let's put together this card really quickly. So again, top folding card. Already pre-cut, pre-made. I don't have to do anything. I spritzed this with a little bit of water to get some kind of snowy effect. I'm going to spritz it up one more time towards the top. And I'm barely spritzing it. I'm barely holding down the nozzle. And so let's get the back, the black mat down first. Oops. Okay, let's do this. And I need to make sure I get that water. I'll move that out the way. There's see some water spritz, water drops. So I'm gonna just make sure, let me bring it up further, that I get it kind of evenly displaced all the way around as best I can, just so I have like an even border of white. Do the best you can. I mean, I'm not like, it's handmade, so I'm not going to be perfection all the time, but I do my best. Okay. Further up to the top. Let's do it from this side. Okay, there we go. There we go. Better. Much better. Okay. And I'll put a block on there so that takes care of that. I'm just wiping that down because it's got some water. Gonna need you in a minute. Wow. Alright, that should take care of that. That takes care of that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. Again, the idea being to ensure that you're getting an even border all the way around. So this card comes together. If like for me, like right before I knew I was going to do this card, so I spent the time earlier in the day just doing all the die cutting, and then I was watching a movie, so I watched a movie, cut out things, and I actually did it twice, so that way I could have it ready, and when I was ready to make the card, then all I have to do is just assemble it. I think that looks pretty good. I got some over spillage here. I'll take care of that. Put the acrylic block on top. So that takes care of that. I've never actually done this way. So I think I'm going to use this guy. I forgot to do the thing on this one. So these are my 4 characters that I'm going to put on my card. Back up. But before I do that, I've got a small sentiment that I want to put together. So for this sentiment, I did a Merry Christmas, and I did it in white ink with white embossing powder on black cardstock. And it's so T90, but I think it's going to fit right in with the aesthetic that I'm going. But I'm going to go ahead while I'm placing those down is go ahead and put them together. So I did a second layer just to give it a little dimension in black cardstock, like the shadow layer, the outline layer. And that way I have it just a little bit of dimension. And I'm just going to bring these two together like so. And then you can cut as many of those background layers as you like, but I just did two. Okay. All right, so here's Santa, and I've never used this before. So let's see, how far do I want Santa? So I know I need to have it far enough where these antlers will be apart. Let me get this straight. And you know, it won't be the end of the world, but I want to at least have it like somewhat centered. But I don't want to have so much room. And I don't want him too far over. So, okay. So I'm using those little lines right there because I really want it to be straight. So, you know, if I'm worried about it being straight, let me just grab that. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. There's Santa. Committed. Santa's down. And then here's my little Rudolph character. Not sure what the dealio is that, but I've never actually used this stuff. It got everywhere. Holy cow. Okay, well, complicated pieces that it is. I guess I'll just use my... I want it to stick everywhere. Oh, got you on your face. Alright, I just don't want this to be sticking on everything. So I'm just pulling it apart. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. Okay. Move you slightly over. Pretty good. Okay, there is Santa and the Rudolph down. Okay, Rudolph-like figure. Then I've got the penguin, and I'm going to use the glue. Is that crooked? Ugh. I'm going to use my regular glue for this guy, but let's do the penguin with the earmuffs. And I'm just going to get that out the center. And then let's put you down here, but not, yep, there we go. A little bit of space. Boom. Actually, it did work out better than I imagined, but for this one, I'm just going to use the old-fashioned glue because I just didn't run it through there. Okay, I'm going to get him kind of lined up with the reindeer guy. Make sure. Okay, boom. Alright, and then now I'm going to take this and then I'll have Merry Christmas right in there, and that's exactly what I wanted when I envisioned this. Now, of course, you can do something on the inside of your card. You can actually, I'm going to leave it here, but you can add some little embellishments, something like, but I think it's shiny enough. I don't think it needs anything. I think it's a sweet and darling card. I don't think it needs anything else. I can put in a sentiment and stamp something in the inside, but I mean, it didn't take that long and it came out really cute. What I'm thinking about doing with the leftover of this is I'm going to take this, and I don't know if you see the shoe, the pajama. I think the die is just big enough. Let me see if I have enough room. I don't think I'm going to do the shoe, but I have another Santa that I've got, like an extra Santa. I think I can die cut this out. Yes. I think I got enough room to do two of those and kind of turn these into slippers, like as the intended on this, like the intended on the suggestion. And I can do the Argyle pattern for the socks and then select something else for the background and do the shoe thingy bob. So I think that's where I'm going with this as well. So that's what I think I'm going to do with the rest of this. So no sense in wasting this background. So if you have any comments, any suggestions, or support my channel, I appreciate it. I'm already at 200 subscribers, so I am working on my next 100. And my next 100, I appreciate the support, and I will see you next time, and enjoy.